what's your name? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Make you take your clothes off and go dancing in the rain. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me no more.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, hi, my name is Mackenzie. For today's video, we are going to be talking about Dancing with the Stars Week 8. This night was 90's night. Before getting into the video, it is a double elimination night, so 2 couples will be sent home tonight. And it's really getting down to the wire, and next week is semifinals. Okay, so I was born in 99, so I didn't really get to experience all the things 90s, but I feel like I did at the same time because my sister is 35. So I feel like I had the CD-ROMs, I had the PC, I had like the, you know, the little barbed wire looking chokers. Like I saw all the 90s things because my sister was born in 87. So I feel like I'm well versed in the 90s. You know, more than like people my age might be, I guess, if I say that, I'm right. But I love the intro to this night. So it was like the CD players, the ones where you'd have to, like, if it started to skip, you'd have to hit it. Like, I still remember that. I definitely did that. I say this all the time, but I'm so glad that I was still part of the generation that, like, experienced those things, because I feel like that part of life was so crucial to, like, growing up and, like, appreciating AirPods and iPhones and all the things, Mac computers, like all the things that are now. So I love that I experienced that world and this world at the same time, so I could like see. So to kick off the show, Salt and Pepper performed, which I thought was just really, really iconic. They performed What a Man, so that is really cool. And then the dance pros danced to their performance, and it was all just a really cool, iconic 90s way to kick off the show. We're just gonna start right into the first couple, which was Trevor and Emma. You know how I feel about them. Love their chemistry. Love them so much. They did what did they do? So they danced the salsa. Emma was Barbie and Trevor was Ken. They did I'm a Barbie Girl. It was so good. They did I'm a Barbie Girl.
Hi, Bobby.
Hi, Ken.
You want to go for a ride?
Sure, Ken.
It was so, so good. In the words of Derek, it was so plastic in the best way. They like had, you know, really get into the Barbie character. They really, really sold that whole routine. It was so good. Very like real life. You felt like they were real Barbie characters. The way that they jumped, the way that they came down the stairs and like couldn't, you know, like bend their legs to walk. It was just like a hop. It was so good. Really good choreography by Emma. I had chills. Len said terrific. He said there are a few parts of his dancing ability that are a little awkward still and kind of are a little bouncy, but that's just not having, you know, that much dance experience. Like he's only really danced on the show, but overall they had really, really good positive feedback, and it was such a good way to start the show. Bruno said that almost every element came to life, and this was their most accomplished performance, and they got a 34 out of 40. Next couple, Shangela and Gleb. So they did a samba, which is one of the hardest dances, if not the hardest dance that the pros talk about. So Shangela channeled her inner Spice Girl. She danced with the other female dance pros at the beginning of the routine. They were like the Spice Girls, and then Gleb came out and it was a whole routine centered around Spice Girls, and the song was Spice Up Your Life. It was spicy, it was fierce. Shangela always makes the dance floor come to life, makes the crowd just cheer and get ready, and it's like this whole explosion when she comes out. It's so good. She's born, like I said, to be a performer, to be a star. She exudes everything it is to be a star, and we love her. Bruno, Derek, and Len said she is amazing. She just has a little bit of work to do, and her footwork gets a little bit sloppy here and there. I think that's just because she's selling it with every other part, that sometimes she loses it in her footwork. but it's so good that you almost don't care because it's so good and entertaining, and it's like everything that a performer should be. She got a 37 out of 40, and she got a 10 from Carrie Ann. Wayne and Whitney, so they did a salsa to Boyz II Men, Motown Philly. Loved this, it was so good. Wayne never disappoints, ever.
Now check this out. One day back in Philly, I said, well, what's your name? Hey, you know what I'm saying?
He comes out and gives it 1,000% every single time. He's so good, he's so gifted, and he's so multi-talented. Like, so he talks about how in the 90s is when he started Whose Line Is It Anyway, which is the improv comedy show that he did back in the day, which was really, really good. I used to watch that. Like, see, I know that show. Like, I used to watch that with my family for sure. Nowadays, he hosts Let's Make a Deal. I mean, he's rehearsing with Dancing with the Stars. Oh, he's hosting the AMAs coming up. So he just always has so much on his plate, but he says he thrives being busy. He thrives putting in a lot of effort and like working. And also he all does this while having a pretty bad hurt knee, just because I think with age, I want to say, I don't really know, I don't want to like put that in this like what it is, but I think it is that, like, his knee has been really hurting. So during rehearsals, Whitney is really good at just kind of taking it easy, but also getting the choreography, getting the dance down, but in a way that is not going to take him out of the dance competition, because that would be really sad for him. And Carrie Ann said, best dance so far. It was really, really good, really entertaining, really rhythmic, really just the melodic flow was perfect, in sync. They're always in sync. It looked really good, and they got a, what did they get? And they got a 40 out of 40. They got a perfect score. Next couple, Daniel and Britt. So they did a jazz routine. I'm not sure what song it was, but this performance was their coolest, most spectacular performance that they've had so far. So what Daniel wanted to do is he wanted to give the audience and the judges the perspective of what he feels when he's dancing. So midway through the dance, they shut the music down. It kind of turned down slowly and then comes back, and it kind of sounds like, it's kind of like you're at a party and you're in the bathroom and you can still hear the music far away. That's what it sounds. And then it got even more silent, and it really showed the audience what he feels every single week. And then Britt also what it is like to dance without hearing music. It really made me sad because music is such a big part of my life. Like, music is so important to me that I just cannot imagine not being able to hear music in my life.
They can only do
To go back to his story in the package, so I talked about it before, but he was adopted at 18 months. He has two moms, and his birth mom, this was really sad. His story was really sad. His birth mom just couldn't take care of him, and then he grew up with his two moms, and later on he decided he wanted to meet his birth mom, and they kicked it off, and he said he hugged her and knew that that was his mom. He felt it in his blood, like he felt that that was his mom. And then 2 months later, he got the news that she was diagnosed with cancer, and she actually passed away 2 weeks later. And he says it really hurts him that he didn't reach out to her sooner, that he didn't know her sooner. And that is really, really sad. And Britt was emotional, like everyone was emotional, and then the dance was emotional, like everything about it was captivating, so good. Derek even cried because he said it makes you realize how much he relies on music when he's dancing, and just what you take for granted when you can feel the music, hear the music, you know, because he can't, and he never even knew that. Like, that's something he has no idea of. Carrie Ann said that he came out, a new Daniel, a new side was shown, and they all loved it. They really had all positive comments. And they got a 39 out of 40. They got 3 10s. So I was so happy for Daniel. Next couple, Heidi and Artem. So they did a contemporary routine to Alanis Morissette, Ironic. So I was excited to see this because I love contemporary dances. They're my favorite dances because you can really do whatever you want with them. There's no set guideline. It just needs to be emotional, feely. Don't quote me on there's no guidelines, because there might be guidelines, but contemporary is more of your choice, your feeling, what you want to put in the dance, I think. I'm pretty sure that that's right. But I was excited because maybe this would make Heidi really come out, because she does have a really, really hard time showing emotion, expressing feelings. and all the things that make a contemporary dance great. So I was excited to see that.
Don't you think? It's like rain. Life is a funny way of sneaking up on you.
Heidi did say she feels like the show is bigger than the dance. She's nervous because it is a double elimination. She said the show is bigger than the dance because she gets to have this other bond with Charlie, and she's just not ready to leave. I feel like she definitely gave it her all to what she felt was giving it her all. I don't want to bash her or anything. I feel like she gives the effort she feels like she needs to give. Len said the dance doesn't suit her. There wasn't the best comments, but at the same time I could feel like the judges were tiptoeing around really saying how they feel, because they just kind of feel bad because they've given her critiques, they've said things, and she's just not really, and I don't even think she's not doing it on purpose. Like, Heidi is a good person. Heidi is a good dancer. I think she's just really struggling on really opening up, because she did say like she really struggles with that, which really stinks because I feel like she just has so much potential that she's just leaving to herself. I don't know, but she still got a 35 out of 40. The next couple, Gabby and Val, so they did the samba to a Ricky Martin song. You know how I feel about Gal, yeah. You know how I feel about Gabby. Love Gabby, love her. The judges love her. Derek said it was the best samba ever, which is such a good compliment, because you know that the judges have seen a lot of them, so that's crazy.
Make you live a crazy life, so take away your pain. She will wear you out.
Technique was amazing, and like I said, samba is the hardest dance, so that automatically boosts your score, I think, because samba is graded on a higher difficulty level. Bruno and Derek ended, because in the dance Val took his shirt off, because in the lyric it's like take your shirt off, and when they were getting their scores they like looked down at the judges table, and Derek and Bruno had their shirts off, and it was just a whole party. It was so fun. Gabby is fun. She brings the funny comedy laughing medicine that we need on the show. She's amazing, and she got a 40 out of 40, so she got a perfect score like Wayne and Whitney. Next couple, Vinny and Coco, they did a tango to What Is Love. I was interested to see this because I wanted to see if Coco started to choreograph to highlight Vinny's strong parts, which is what Carrie Ann kind of critiqued her on last week.
I don't know what you're not saying. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me.
But like we've kind of said from the beginning, Vinny just has a really hard time matching the choreography, feeling the musicality, and adding texture, which he said he has no idea what texture even is. Texture is just the fluidity, the feeling beyond the dance, like the feeling and the look beyond just hitting the move. It's like the extra feeling, the extra movement, just so, you got it or you don't. That's just kind of what it is, and Vinny struggles with that. But he was really excited going into this dance because he said he has made it farther than Snooki and Mike the Situation. That was like a win for him, because now he can always celebrate that and give him permanent bragging rights, unless someone else goes on the show, like Pauly D or whatever, or JWoww, somebody else who goes and exceeds that. But for right now, Vinny is the longest. I feel like the judges give him overall positive feedback. They really like him because he's such a good guy. Like, he just comes out and he like really tries his best. You can tell he's really smiley, even though he's not the best dancer. He's such a good person that you have a hard time being like, that was the worst thing I ever seen. Except for Len, you probably will say that. Yeah, he just needs a lot of work in technical details, but he got a 29 out of 40. Next couple, Charlie and Mark, they did a tango. So this dance was so good. Do you expect anything less? Carrie Ann ended up saying that she's a masterpiece. If she was a painting, she'd be Picasso. It's just perfection. She shines every single week. I truly do not know who's gonna win. It's obviously gonna be between Charlie, Wayne, and Gabby. Like, and I feel like it's Charlie, but they could come out and they could pull the votes. I don't know, but Charlie is just amazing. Len said she dances with such maturity. She ended the dance in a split. It was so good. And then Alfonso Carlton came out in between them getting their judges' scores. So I thought that was really fun. It was like, stop it, sandwich time. And he like came through the little archway. Was dancing, that was fun. But Charlie got a 40 out of 40. Gabby, Wayne, and Charlie all tied scores. Like, this has been a trend all season. That's why it's really cool, because there's 3 top dogs, not just like one top dog that you're like, okay, they're definitely gonna win. There's 3, and I genuinely have no idea. Because with Wayne, he's so popular, so good, so energetic, brings it every week, so good. And then with Gabby, she is the Bachelorette, so she has a lot of viewers, a lot of popularity. She's very likable, very fun. And then the past seasons where Bachelorettes have been on the show, they've won. Hannah Brown won and Caitlin Bristow won. So it's like, okay, is Gabby gonna be the next winner? I don't know. And then Charlie is just a social media sensation, and she's clearly the best. But it's like, will people not vote for her because she does have dance experience? It's so hard to know. It's so cool. So they split the couples into groups. They did 2 groups, and then they did 4 couples within those 2 groups to go against each other. So Shangela and Gleb versus Daniel and Britt. So they did, I'm like reading it down so I make sure I say it all. Glenn was their judge, and he wanted them to do a cha-cha to Ice Ice Baby, which Vanilla Ice actually sang live. So that was really cool. And then Shangela and Gleb ended up winning the competition between them. And then we had Vinny and Coco versus Trevor and Emma. So Carrie Ann chose a samba to En Vogue song, and they also sang live. So we had all the 90s people singing live, and Trevor and Emma won that dance battle. Then we went on to Heidi and Artem versus Wayne and Whitney, and which I just thought was a really unfair pairing, but whatever. Bruno was their judge, and he chose a samba to Shoot by Salt and Pepper, which was sang live, and Wayne and Whitney won. Shocker there. Our last and final couple was Charlie and Mark versus Gabby and Val. Their judge was Derek. He chose a salsa to Ain't Gonna Hurt Nobody by Kid and Play, which they, you guessed it, sang live. So we love that. And Charlie and Mark were the winners for that dance battle. So now we've made it to the end of the show, which is bottom 2. So they actually did a bottom 3 because they're sending 2 people home. So we had the bottom 3, and that contained Trevor and Emma, Vinny and Coco, and Heidi and Artem. The first couple to go was Heidi and Artem. So they were the first ones to walk off the stage and say their goodbyes to everybody. And then the actual bottom 2 was Trevor and Emma and Vinny and Coco. So they went up, and the judges had a choice to save them, but they had no choice to save Heidi because it was already decided from the public. So we went to the judges, and it was really unanimous, and they voted to send Vinny home. So we had to say goodbye to Vinny, which is really sad, but he did have a really good long run. He probably stayed there way longer than I think he even really anticipated, so that's really cool for him. It was such a cool experience for everyone, so that's really awesome. And that's it for today's episode. So that was the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share for more content. Today's subscriber shout out goes to Jenna M. Thank you so much for subscribing and sticking around and joining my channel. Thank you to everyone who subscribes and watches my journey. I appreciate it so much, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.